Hello everybody, welcome to the Nihonten Productions and to another Den Meat reaction. Today we're gonna continue with the VHS franchise with the first sequel. If you missed my other reaction, I'm barely knowledgeable about this franchise. I've even seen only one of them, and yeah, this one is completely unknown to me, so I'll see what it's like. But yeah, like I said, I'm going blind, and as such, I won't be able to let's say share my own little experience with it, like I did for Hatchet or Wishmaster or something else like that. But I'm here to learn more things about horror movies, which I love a lot. So, and again, since we're getting close to Halloween, have to continue this, and yeah, try to watch the rest of the kill counts for it, for the franchise. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say as an intro, so we're gonna jump right in. Yeah, so VHS2 from 2013, and yeah, let's go.
Hey everybody, quick note here. YouTube made us censor the hell out of this episode for various reasons. We've tried to maintain the integrity of the movie, but if you want to see the kill count how it was meant to be shown, you can do that on our Patreon for only $1. Please trust me when I say that we hate doing this, but with YouTube's policies, if we release the uncensored version of it, it would be detrimental to the channel.
Sucks.
So we're just doing what we can. Sorry, thanks. It's still a good episode, so enjoy.
It's okay. I'm gonna support James and his work by watching the YouTube version, and yeah, we'll see. Not too bad. I'm okay with it if it's a good video anyway. Don't mind the censoring. At least when it's done for a good cause, no. Unless certain other media out there that does it to ruin things, but in this case, it's a good thing, and it's for the benefits of the channel anyway, so that's a good thing.
Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice.
I'm Chelsea Rebecca.
And I'm Zoran. Only works if I'm set to Channel 3 Gavoyage.
And today, we're looking at VHS 2, released in 2013. Alright guys, same plan, swapping out for segments. Go! Dead Meat Video! Yeah! With the financial success of the first VHS, a sequel was quickly put together. The original producing team returned. Gary Binko, Bloody Disgusting's
kind of a fun little I guess format or little gimmick, if you will, that they found for the VHS specific, since the VHS themselves are made out of multiple little films, so it makes sense to have the three of them like review or do a kill count on each segment. So yeah,
Brad Miska,
kind of like it.
Roxanne Benjamin. They were joined by VHS 1 filmmakers Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett, who also returned to make a couple of the segments. The others were made by found footage founders, action franchise filmmakers, and a kill count veteran. VHS 2 follows a similar narrative as the first film. The wraparound even takes place inside the same house. But instead of pervy hooligans, we follow a pair of private eyes on the hunt for a missing person. They wind up finding a stash of VHS tapes, and, as you probably could have guessed, get to watching them. Instead of the run-and-gun style of the original VHS, the sequel was more more planned out and developed. The segments were all shot pretty much simultaneously, and the filmmakers got to read each other's scripts to avoid having too much in common. There were some concerns about the overuse of GoPros between segments, especially with the model they had access to.
We all had like old GoPros, and those things are very difficult.
Yeah, you can't do playback on them or anything. You have to put it in the computer anytime you want to watch something back. It just really sucks.
Oh, I feel you there, guys. That's how we had to shoot Drunk Disney right around the same time. People who were at those live streams know. Shout out in the comments. Much like the first film, the directors were given
That's old school. Dead meat right there.
creative control. And much like the first film, it worked out pretty well. VHS2 has a much faster pace than the low-key, gritty DIY original. It ups the action and gore and has better scares, I think, even if they're more traditional than the first movie's slow burn creepiness. And while it occasionally bros out, it's not the all-encompassing aesthetic this time around. Instead of a litany of horny camera holders, we've got creepy cults, alien abductions, and a full-on first-person zombie outbreak. The segments are filmed in more creative ways, with better justifications for the continuous recording. I think it's by far the best of the original trilogy. It feels the most dialed in on the formula and has the highest average quality across its segments. Can this camcorder creep a...
Does look good, at least for the little
Hello? Where am I?
snippets that we got.
We are simply after information. Comply and you shall be returned.
Look,
Also,
I
Edge.
don't know anything that you might want...
Falsehoods! We seek the human service, the Keeps.
Oh, like today's sponsor, Keeps?
Yes, the provider of clinically proven treatments for preventing hair loss, stimulating hair growth, or keeping better care of the hair you have.
Yeah, that's what they do. They offer both FDA-approved treatments for hair loss, plus a 2-in-1 option that combines both. It's why over the last 6 years, 1 million people experiencing hair loss have trusted Keeps for treatment. You know, because whether people want to rock the bald look or keep their luscious locks, it should be their choice, not biology's.
Yes, we shall be freed of our biological chains. Tell us more.
Okay, well, they've recently added a daily hair defense supplement to their offerings, which includes a doctor-formulated mix of vitamins and minerals alongside saw palmetto extract that is clinically proven to stabilize hair loss and promote hair growth.
Now give us the master key to access this human luxury.
No, you don't actually need a master key, but you can get up to 50% off a 3-month plan by going to keeps.com/deadmeat.
key?
Or clicking the link in the description. That's keeps.com/deadmeat.
You have served us well, human. We shall scrub your mind and return you.
No, can I remember this though? Yeah. Can this camcorder creepathon outperform the original in terms of kills? Let's find out and get to them. The movie begins with, wait, tits? Do I have the right movie?
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Are we sure this is really VHS? Yes, it is. This one's even got a dong waving around. That's not new either, though. That one dude was flopping all over the place in amateur night. This voyeuristic video is being captured by creepy cameraman Larry, but he's not some perv. Or at least he's not just some perv. Leisure Suit Larry and his girlfriend Aisha are actually private investigators. The motel dong waver was their client's husband. They just caught him having an affair. Larry sleazes it up more when he tries to double dip with blackmail.
My problem is if I show it to her, she stops paying me. So I was thinking you might want to make a counteroffer there.
The couple is hired by a mom to investigate her missing college kid named Kyle. They take their GoPro and a button cam for good POV footage and break into Kyle's house, finding it mostly desolate. Except for a room full of TVs, of course. That's how you know it's a VHS movie. Well, that moves. Larry spots a fresh fleck of red stuff, but doesn't mention it before leaving to check out the rest of the house. He discovers Kyle's bedroom has even more tapes in it, as well as some notebooks filled with serial killer handwriting. Larry stops to read them, not noticing a figure watching him. Spooky! In the meantime, Aisha goes through Kyle's laptop, which is playing tape 56 from the first film. She reacts like all of us did too. Kyle's meant to be the grandson of the old man from that segment.
Understandable.
Photos of him around the apartment. Aisha finds Kyle's VHS vlogging channel, which was recorded from the exact spot she's in right now.
It's third or fourth generation from the quality. I got it from some guy down in Little Armenia.
I guess this guy will suffice while I wait for the next VHS video from Brutal Moose. You the goat, Ian? Aisha finds the tape Kyle's talking about and settles in to watch it as that unknown figure walks in to join her. The first tape, Phase 1 clinical trials, blinks to life in a doctor's office. The camera here is a Black Mirror-esque ocular implant in the eye socket of a guy named Herman. He lost his original eye in a car accident and agreed to have this experimental one put in. His doctor warns him that there may be technical glitches. Oh, and also, the company that made it will monitor and record everything he sees.
So you guys are gonna sit around watching me take shits?
I'd say that's a fair compromise, Mr. Middleton.
Careful not to watch any movies, dude. You don't want your eyes getting copyright struck. Herman shrugs off the invasion of privacy and heads home. While getting ready for bed, he discovers a body-shaped lump lying under his sheets. Turns out it's a whole lot of nothing. That is, until he gets jump-scared by a Michael Cera-looking ghost. I loved you as Alan! He assumes his implant is just wigging out, and, you know...
Did he really look like Michael Cera? Don't know. Maybe.
He's probably right. Ah, never mind, scary little ghost girl! It's enough to shock him into being Mr. Frog.
Hello?
Hello. The character of Herman was originally written for YouTuber James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, but he had to turn it down to work on his own feature film. With no time to recast, acting duties fell to the segment's director Adam Wingard, who also directed the first film's wraparound Tape 56. That segment and this one were both written by Simon Barrett, who also wrote and directed Tape 49, this movie's wraparound. Wingard wanted a more ambitious found footage idea, in contrast to Tape 56's gritty authenticity. He was inspired to go high-tech after reading about a guy with a camera implanted in his eye. With the help of production designer Tom Hammock, the two developed Herman's character as an idiotic version of Wingard. He's a video game dev who only recently came into money, hence his messy but lavish home.
It would be a version of me if I just suddenly had millions of dollars overnight.
The next morning, he finds a young woman at his front door. This is Clarissa. She was at the hospital yesterday and saw Herman's robo-eye. She says that she knows what he's going through and that she's here to help.
Do you have any beer?
And have a beer, I guess, but mostly to help.
I'll just take a beer then.
You can have a beer later.
Just give me a beer.
Okay, goddamn. Clarissa gets her precious beer and explains what her whole deal is. She was born deaf.
Chill with a beer, damn.
But got a cochlear implant from the same company that made Herman's new eye. While he's been seeing ghosts, Clarissa's been hearing them.
There's a little girl here. I heard her crying when I came in.
She theorizes that everyone has the ability to perceive the dead, but that their implants have heightened their senses. The more you interact with them, the more they can do the same. That sucks when there are naked ghosts like Clarissa's uncle hanging around. Man, put on a sheet or something. Thankfully, now that she's got her beer, Clarissa can help the Herman.
I know how to make him go away.
Alright, cool. What you got? Some kind of ghost repellent or... Oh, you're showing your boobs. Yeah, probably should have guessed that by now. Herman doesn't mind and sneaks into the bathroom afterward to put in a request with his ocular overlords.
I want a copy of that footage. I want you to put it on a disc or something, but don't watch it.
While the chip in Herman's eye was achieved with a contact lens, shooting his POV proved to be a challenge. Wingard shot with a red Epic camera on a body rig that sat on his shoulder. It was a little unwieldy, which is why he sometimes has to go through door frames sideways. Whenever Herman's looking in a mirror, it's actually a composite of two separate shots. One of the mirror with tracking marks on it, and another of Wingard matching his own performance. I still don't 100% understand how it worked. To me, that shit seems like magic. Wingard was apprehensive about doing VFX, but he forced himself to learn, knowing it might come in handy later in his career. That prediction turned out to be very true. His most recent films were the last two Godzilla Kong movies. Herman soon finds that same lumpy shape.
Okay.
Maybe it's Clarissa this time? Nope, scary little ghost girl. Damn it. Fear and panic ensued, during which a supernatural force drags Clarissa through the house and into Herman's fountain-sized pool, his water feature. He tries his best to get her out, but he's unable to save her before she drowns at the bottom. R.I.P. Clarissa. You know, for the record, your eyes were just as pretty as your boobs. Herman runs inside and is beset by ghosts in the living room, in the bedroom. Oh man, they're everywhere. It's not spelled out in the movie, but I think this duo might be the other victims from Herman's car accident. Or maybe they're just random fucking ghosts. I don't know. The segment keeps it ambiguous. Herman is cornered in the bathroom. He decides to saw trap himself and take his eye out with a Sweeney Todd razor. Impressively and disgustingly, he goes through with it. But just because he can't see the ghosts, don't mean they're not there. The elder spook grabs his implant and kills him by feeding him his electric eyeball. Back in the wraparound, Bangs Ahoy doesn't like what she saw.
It couldn't have been reals.
Wait, I'm sorry, did you just say it couldn't have been reals?
It couldn't have been reals.
Okay. Aisha and Larry watch more of Kyle's vlog, where he says that viewing his tapes in a certain order can have effects on your mind. Kyle is played by Elsie Holt, who appeared as Lamb Mask in Wingard and Barrett's You're Next. Larry wants to keep combing through Kyle's creepy journals, so he tells...
Again with the Your Next casting. Was there two of them in the other room? I guess if there's a few returning writers, I guess that makes sense.
Aisha to keep watching the tapes. And just like try not to get traumatized, okay?
Oh, and fun fact about Taylor Abbott, the actress that plays Aisha. She's actually written video games like Disney Illusion Island and the underappreciated Battletoads reboot. Isn't that neat, James? James? Well, I guess I'll do the next one. Aisha.
Okay.
Pops in the next segment, A Ride in the Park, which is filmed using GoPro cameras. Cyclist Mike Sullivan has a couple on his helmet and handlebars, which gives us various angles as he ditches having breakfast with his horny girlfriend.
You know, you ride that bike more than you ride me.
Sorry, sister, the only bang-a-ranging he's interested in is this sweet dubstep track. His ride is cut short when he comes across a... Oh, wait, is that a Doublemint twin? No, it's just an injured woman. Mike tries to help. Yeah, maybe don't squeeze her injured arm, man. Don't do that. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because this lady's in a bad way. Reverse feeding herself some chocolate pudding. She's been attacked by this horde of shambling Zedheads.
Not the chocolate pudding.
Not so softly speaking Teddy Roosevelt.
I got a big fucking stick!
Thanks to what must have been a zombie bite, the woman's been infected and turns into one of the undead, putting her on the count. She chomps into Mike's throat before he manages to gain the upper hand and beat her with a Black Adam. Rock. And just a reminder that post-infected zombie deaths are counted as separate kills. You know the drill by now.
I wonder why he went for the Black Adam reference for Rock. That's interesting choice. Instead of, I don't know, anything else.
Mike runs off as the zombies approach. Hey, tie those entrails or you're gonna trip. He tries to stumble to safety in the woods only to give us a
Me with my shoes.
first-person Team America reenactment. Damn it, Gary. Mike eventually collapses and dies from his injuries, meaning, ho, thank Romero. We're about to have a zombie POV movie. Hell yeah. His body is found by a couple of bikers wearing green screen outfits so that we can key in fun t-shirts. Ooh, Big Johnston in life forms. That's so obscure. These two are probably the most helpful and mature people you could hope to help you. So it's sad when Mike gets cheeky with the guy. Mike attacks the woman as well and bites her leg before she's able to run off. Now, since Mike's a little newborn baby zombie, he doesn't know not to eat his own arm. Stupid. And that's a wallet, silly. You can't eat that either. You're so cute. He eventually develops the proper taste for finger food and starts helping himself to a little human haggis. Some chest chitlins. Just, fucking guts, man. Mike is eventually...
I guess that's part of the censor part, I guess.
joined by the other biker who zombified off screen in the woods. Now we're all friends! Mike, Josh, and Heather then aimlessly wander the woods without a map. Wait, wrong movie. But the right filmmakers. That's right, this segment was co-directed by found footage forefathers Eduardo Sanchez and Greg Hale, who made The Blair Witch Project. Hale was the co-producer and Sanchez co-wrote and co-directed that Citizen Kane of found footage. Like The Blair Witch, A Ride in the Park was filmed in Maryland, near where Sanchez lived. Set activities included pushing over a tree and then getting hit in the head by said tree. This short has a darkly hilarious cut to camcorder footage from a nearby kid's birthday party, where the birthday girl is played by Sanchez's daughter. They've barely blown out the candles before the two feeds converge and it becomes a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Well, Mike, for one, as he gifts himself a little flesh present. But not like a gross thing like a fleshlight. He ate the guy's face. You're watching the footage. His zombie biker buddy...
That was an awkward little statement, I guess.
Please keep the parents in mind as they tuck into a mom trying to flee. Mike is beaten back by a pissed-off Target employee with a bat, but looks like his melee weapon's durability bar wears out after 2 hits, allowing these zombies to kill off this red shirt. The camera cuts to early iPhone footage from a teen who is attacked and killed by a zombie played by Roxanne Benjamin. Benjamin produced the first 2 VHSs and would later direct segments in fellow anthology films Southbound and XX. Meanwhile, Batter Dad was played by Ryan Scott Thomas, who played Officer Kennedy in President's Day, that low-budget slasher covered on the channel before I worked here.
Oh, and a new Blu-ray just came out that features the kill count as a special feature.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, there's also a kill count on the new Dude Bro Party Massacre Blu-ray coming out in October, huh? See?
Oh no.
I could do fun free promotion as well. Nice, man. Yeah. Friends. A family dodges into a caravan as Kiss the Cook sticks Mike in the face with a meat fork.
I'm sure James is ecstatic to review that movie too. Right? Would be fun.
Holy fork and shirt balls! He continues his attack, but is stopped when he catches a glimpse of himself in the window, like he's a freshly leaped Dr. Sam Beckett.
Al, will I ever leap home?
Nope, as he's shot by a boomstick boy, who then takes out 2 other zombies with a pair of headshots. He runs out of ammo, though, and gets killed by a 3rd. Mike surveys the damage, which includes a background extra killed in the chaos, and then he finds a teddy bear to have a picnic with. But beneath the trees, he doesn't see this car! The hit and run inadvertently butt dials his girlfriend, who's unaware of
Car jump scare?
his current condition.
I love you, baby. Can't wait for you to get home.
Still sounds pretty horny, though. But that call reminds Mike of his humanity. At least enough for him to go all Jordy Verrill with this shotgun, since he's got a new dubstep song stuck in his head. He blows his helmet cam clean off his head, and also blows his head off his head. Well, that's one way to get a song out of your head. As the tape ends, Larry returns to find Aisha doing an Andrew WK
That's definitive.
makeup tutorial. He thinks her nosebleed is from a migraine or something, because he's an idiot. Oh, and I guess she's also hypnotized.
I don't feel like moving.
Oh yeah, that's how I felt binge watching Arcane Season 1. Can't wait for Season 2. Larry then leaves the house to go to a pharmacy, telling Aisha to, just stay here and keep watching tapes by herself. Well, luckily, she's not gonna be alone for long.
Kinda appreciate Zoran going full, kinda nerding out about shows and video games.
You okay, dude? Nosebleed.
Oh, it's probably just a migraine. I should go to the pharmacy. You just stay right here and watch some tapes by yourself.
Okay. Feel better, buddy.
The third segment, Safe Haven, follows a documentary crew in Indonesia and is quite possibly the best segment in the entire VHS franchise. The filmmaking team consists of producer Lena, her fiance Malik, Malik's best friend Adam, and cameraman Joni. They're investigating a cult known as Paradise Gates. They've been invited to visit their compound by their mysterious leader known as Father. They promise a neutral depiction to gain access, but also have hidden little button cams to keep filming at all times. It's a great way to sidestep the issue of characters continuing to film as shit gets wild.
The process of having those button cams is so that it's constantly recording, and so the characters themselves completely forget that they're wearing them.
The team meets their contact, who calls herself Madam, and are led on a tour of the compound. It's full of creepy photos and Blair Witch stick figures. Oh, and security cams. Great, those will come in handy later. Further underground is a whole community of cultists, with classrooms to teach children in their beliefs. Safe Haven stands apart from the other segments thanks to its extensive use of Indonesian dialogue. It was co-written and co-directed by Indonesian filmmaker Timo Chayanto, who approached it from a horror perspective. His co-creator, Welsh filmmaker Gareth Evans, brought a more action movie sensibility. Makes sense, since Evans is probably best known for The Raid and Raid 2. He'd revisit cult horror with 2018's Apostle. They shot this segment over 12 days in Jakarta, using 4 or 5 different locations they had to make look like a single compound. Their cinematographer,
I thought the ones working on the one in 94 where unless they did 2 segments, which I don't know, but okay.
Abdul Dermawan Habir was highly inspired by Rec and had to sort of play all the characters since he was the one wearing the camera most of the time. The crew is led to Father's office to begin their interview, but Lena suddenly starts feeling sick and has to step outside. She's cornered in the classroom by Madam before she's rescued by Adam, who interrupts all that boring culty pablum. Back in the office, one of the cameras starts dying, so Malik leaves to grab a new battery. While going through the equipment, he overhears Lena talking to Adam through a video feed from her hidden camera. He learns that the two are having an affair, and that Lena has become pregnant with Adam's child.
He's not Francis, and he's my fiancé.
She intends on telling Malik and raising the child without Adam, storms off in anger. Meanwhile, Joni and Father are just kind of hanging out. It's not that comfortable kind of silence, though. It's straight up awkward as hell. Their chill sesh is interrupted by the chiming of distant bells. Father jumps into action, broadcasting on his intercom about the time of reckoning. When Joni interrupts him one too many times, Father strips down and attacks him with a box cutter. He stabs him in the neck and then slits his throat. R.I.P. Joni. You had a real nice head of hair, man. Father's announcement has kicked off a buzz of activity throughout the compound. Lena sees the classroom kids enjoying some refreshing Kool-Aid. Or is it Flavor Aid? No aid for her, though, as she's captured by Madam and a quartet of nurses. Adam's wandering around and stumbles upon some saw meat curtains. Behind them, he discovers a gory gynecology office with a female patient who's been left looking like a hollowed-out turkey. She's still kind of alive here, but I'm assuming not for long. He escapes and finds that classroom now full of bodies. How'd they die? Well, I'd love to tell you, but I also don't want this to get age-restricted and ruin our momentum right now. Thanks, YouTube. Malik runs back into the compound to try and save his crew. He comes across a room full of dead cultists when one surviving member is shotgunned down right in front of him. When the attacker turns his attention to him, Malik fights back and manages to take his face off with the weapon. He's soon captured by more armed guards, who knock him out and drag him away. Adam eventually finds his friend at the end of a line of other holdouts who are being executed in turn. Adam's unable to help as the guard paints the walls with Malik's brains before using his own to cover the ceiling. Adam is drawn further inside by the sound of Lena screaming. She's being carried underground by the madam and her nurses, all led by a giddy, bloody father. Adam arms himself with a broken pole and goes after them, only to get knocked back by an explosion. It releases some kind of ceiling crawler. Hey, that thing looks cool. Oh, okay. Bye. Father walks out to greet Adam, looking like the little bloody boy from When Evil Lurks. He starts muttering and convulsing before he explodes into a cloud of blood and guts. Whoa, that was unexpected and awesome. Adam waits through Father's...
I've seen that. Maybe he showed it in the first one, but yeah, I feel like I've seen that scene before. Seen that scene. Anyway.
Remains and reaches the cult's sacrificial altar, where Lena is being held by Madam. Adam charges at Madam and knocks her to the ground, then proceeds to beat her to death off screen. He then gets to work on her assistants, who I think are dying here. I mean, they look pretty messed up, and the dude is literally ripping their hands off to get them away from the altar. Adam tries to rescue Lena, but notices something pecking at her pregnant belly. Whatever it is cuts its way out, killing Lena. Adam gets the fuck out of there as a horned beast emerges from his lover. Alarms blare throughout the compound as Adam finds the cultists have risen up as legions of the undead. Wait, we're doing zombies now? He fights through them, all the while pursued by that post-
Again with the zombies?
Yeah, there's a minotaur
What
too?
the-
Okay, we're officially in American Horror Story territory. He encounters zombified versions of Joni and Malik, the latter of whom he puts down a second time with a head bashing. Adam finally makes it outside to their car and starts speeding away from the compound. As he drives, he hears the stampeding Minotaur off in the woods. His escape is cut short when the monster emerges and rams his car off the road. Adam wakes up and crawls out of the wreckage just in time to hear his furry friend's first word. Oh, yeah, Adam did impregnate Lena. So, Adam, you are the father. The revelation drives him insane. The segment ends as he breaks down laughing like a maniac. Back in the framing narrative, Larry gets back from fucking Walgreens to find Aisha dead on the floor. Not sure how. Is that a gunshot wound? She's left behind a final tape for him. And since that was given to him by his partner, I'm gonna have mine take over for this segment.
Gotta do something about these transitions.
I know.
Yep. They kinda awkward.
Instead of dealing with his dead girlfriend, Larry pops in our final tape, Slumber Party Alien Abduction. It begins with two teen boy robots, victims of an art department that made costumes a little too good for these guys to have made themselves. The cameraman here is actually a very cute dog whose name is Tank and belongs to brothers Gary and Randy. Tank is a good boy and he's fine this entire segment, okay? He doesn't die and it's not traumatizing. Randy and Gary are being left alone at their lakeside house while their parents go on a trip. Predictably, they blow off their chores and invite their friend
They better not.
Sean and Danny over. Their older sister Jen has friends over too, including her douchey boyfriend Zach. By the way, what the fuck is that on their front porch?
Hiya,
Life-size
Georgie.
Gordon's fisherman is certainly a design choice. A bunch of kids I can't tell apart show up, and they engage in your standard summer antics, like soaking Jen's friends with water guns filled with piss. Wait, ew. It does feel like a cosmic injustice that these kids never get to play Fortnite. We see a glimpse of an alien early on, but he says, never mind after how sick that cannonball is. After they put the most loathsome child in a dog crate and leave him as a sacrifice for the Gordon's Fisherman statue that comes alive at night, they return to tormenting Jen, and then aliens drive a freight train into the house. Somehow Jen and Zach blame the boys for the bone-shattering blast, so they chase them outside and confiscate their camera. We return from this brief alien interlude to Jen and Zach getting revenge by attaching the camera back onto Tank, who, I will remind you, is fine and survives, okay? He does! And so the tormentees become the tormentors. Slumber Party's back on track. Also, everyone's vernacular is just a bunch of gross words pulled out of a hat, and I love it.
Your sister's gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, she's probably gonna shit out her badge.
Yes, that is where poop comes out of. If these kids seem like real kids, that's cause they were. It was the first acting gig for pretty much all of them. They're interrupted by another round of horns and lights, this time accompanied by some otherworldly visitor.
I mean, if they're good enough, better than paying too much for overpriced actors or stuff. I mean, if they do their job right, it's good enough.
Children, you are under 18 and should not be in possession of adult material.
Zach arms himself and leaves to investigate, only to get tackled by an intruder. When Jen goes after him, more otherworldly party crashers pounce on the boys. We're treated to a claustrophobic POV as Gary is dragged in his sleeping bag into the lake. This one shot here is the perfect example of a less is more style scare that's often the highlight of a VHS segment, especially that transition to there being water in here all of a sudden. This was the last thing filmed for this segment, and while shooting it, the police showed up. The kid actor's dad had to explain everything to the cops, including, I'm assuming, the fact that aliens are real. Good boy Tank, who is fine, manages to get out and join Jen and Randy, who've so far evaded the extraterrestrial attackers. Jen finds Gary, who drowned while he was trapped in his sleeping bag, but hold off on the kill graphic, because in a race against time, they administer CPR to their brother as aliens crawl down the dock towards them. They manage to revive him just in time and run away into the surrounding forest, pursued by 3 aliens who are another planet's radio silence, showing up at the wrong place for a Halloween party. Slumber Party Alien Abduction was directed by Canadian filmmaker Jason Eisner, who also did Treevenge. Watch that kill count. Eisner co-wrote the segment with...
Never heard of that movie. Treevenge? Okay. Seems B movie as fuck. But yeah, probably kind of a fun ride. What was I gonna say before the tweeting? I was gonna say something else, but I forgot.
Longtime friend John Davies, and based it on a childhood fear.
Oh yeah, the aliens. I wanted to comment on the aliens looking kind of good, and yeah, they kind of creepy, and the suits and costume looks great.
Aliens after watching Fire in the Sky. Eisner and Davies previously collaborated on the Grindhouse trailer Hobo with a Shotgun, which they later adapted into a feature film. They did the same with this segment in 2022 with the feature-length Kids vs. Aliens, which was nominated for a Prime Rib for Best Kill. The siblings managed to evade the invaders until Tank decides to start yapping at them. Tank was played by Eisner's family dog Riley, who was well-behaved but didn't take direction very well. Halfway through their 4-day shoot,
it's a
Riley
dog.
ate too many hot dogs and was too full to film. Relatable. They made a puppet to replace him, and most of the canine POV shots from the latter half of the short are done using an elf doll. Kinda like this one. I had to give him a fashy buzz cut because Molly kept eating his hair. The kids run towards what appear to be police sirens until they disappear and are revealed to be more aliens. robots who then capture Randy. Is impersonating the cops a felony on every planet? Much to think about here. I won't put alien abductions on the count, by the way, since they might be keeping them alive for science experiment purposes, and this isn't a capture count. Jen and Gary run to nearby stables with the aliens close behind. Gary manages to climb into the rafters, but Jen doesn't make it as she's swarmed by gray men. Upstairs isn't much safer since Gary is pulled through the roof by a tractor beam, clutching his camera dog by the paws. He eventually loses his grip on Tank, but then Tank survives! That's the end! The dog's fine. This is actually the last shot of the movie. Kind of a departure from the style and an abrupt tonal shift, but I respect the director's vision. This is a real thing that actually happens in this. Don't fact check it. For absolutely no reason, I feel the need to go hug Molly. So, hun, can you?
Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking about that dead dog, aren't you?
Tank?
What? Yep. This is the impression I had when she was a bit too, let's say, sticking to the idea of the dog surviving and repeat it multiple times. So I had a feeling that that wasn't the case at the end. And yeah, I guess that was the case.
He's fine!
We're back with
Oh, is he?
Larry's dead girlfriend. Womp womp. He decides to go ahead and finish Kyle's vlog, where after a YouTubery sign-off,
Thanks for watching.
Kyle suddenly finds himself with a lot of jaw pain. That's what happens when you don't say be good people. Larry continues watching as Kyle stumbles away and hides from, wait, Larry and Aisha walking in a few hours ago? Guess that explains the blood Larry found earlier. Aisha suddenly sits up, which Larry seems weirdly nonplussed about. Dude, your girlfriend's a zombie. The undead Aisha attacks him, and a neck snap only makes her scarier. Larry hides away in the bedroom closet and manages to shoot her when she shows her face. But the real threat is Kyle, who's chilling in the dark with him. The gurgly boy ends the movie by strangling Larry to death, and he boosts his engagement by giving this video a thumbs up. Like and subscribe. How many direct-to-video victims were sent direct to hell? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
There's no tape.
Oh, that's because I hid it from you. We're not watching any more murder tapes, okay? And you're never gonna find it because it's in some place only a tiny dog with a GoPro could find.
Molly! Come on, Molly! Come on, Molly! Come on, baby! Come here, good girl!
I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what were you thinking. Of course, she was called her dog. Also, why is she so hellbound into playing the tape? I guess it's for the bit.
Little light is on. This is just in case something goes wrong, or if James and Chelsea ever decide to fire me. James has concerns about how the Willy Wonka kill count will do, so he has sent me to buy views for the day of release. Cool. Oh fuck, they're here. Okay. If anything happens, tell Ryan Johnson I love him. Hi. Hey, I'm Ben.
No real names.
Okay.
I find it's a lot better in case things get crazy. Not that anything will go crazy. I mean, we have a professional.
Yeah, that's the thing you want to hear.
Oh, you know the channel?
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to watch your videos all the time. I think I was even subscribed at one point. But hey, I totally understand. Sometimes you gotta buy some views. I actually have a channel myself.
Cool. That's great.
Well, it's really more of a podcast. Now, here, take out your phone. It's called Squeals and Deals. That's with an N, an apostrophe, and then 2 Z's. It's really fun. It's like footage of shady deals just gone awry. It's really funny. Unless you're in the video, then I think it's just kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, I subscribed just now.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
New fan,
well, we
right
should
here.
collaborate. Although, I imagine that'd be a little, messy for you.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Yeah.
joking. It's totally fine. You're totally fine. Jonesy, why don't we,
I thought we weren't gonna do real names.
All right. Well, I guess your views will become available the second the video goes live.
Perfect. Thank you. It's been great. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for
Subscribed.
watching. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All right. See you around.
Hey, this thing's empty. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, man. Come on.
Come here. I don't understand.
This is gonna make a great fucking episode.
That is a good bit.
We counted 59 kills in VHS2, with 33 male victims and 26 female victims. There was
Damn, there was that much? Oh yeah, the culting and yeah, okay. That makes
some
sense.
zombies in there, but we'll
Yeah.
mix them all together for this press play pie chart. This was a massive jump in kills compared to the first movie. And if you're interested in how the kills broke down per segment, look no further. Once again, a segment had 0 kills, since we didn't count abductions in the Alien one. With a runtime of 96 minutes, VHS2 had a kill on average every 1.63 minutes. And with 5 segments, including the wraparound, the movie had an average of 11.8 kills per segment. We'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Faja. The entirety of Safe Haven is a demonic, demonetizing deluge of death, but its villain gets the best send-off with that messy, wet explosion. Dog Machete for lamest kill will go to Larry, since you never want to see the scumbag character go out in such a bloodless way. That's it.
VHS2 was released in
Wasn't it the same thing with the first one? Well, kinda. All the people who were watching the tapes were mostly killed off screen, I think.
2013 and was unfortunately followed by VHS Viral.
We'll look at that in 2 weeks, but until next time, I'm James A. Janice.
I'm Chelsea Rebecca.
I'm a man who's
So is Viral a bad one?
who has a Blockbuster video card.
This has been the kill count.
On the next kill count.
Oui, well, bonjour, mamita petite, and welcome to New Orleans, home of our famous ghost tour.
This is gonna be fun.
Take the scare bus to the scare boat.
I already watched
Scare boat to the scare bayou, where you can meet a local legend.
What do you want?
No, not him. Victor Crowley! That's the one! Hatchet is a down and dirty slasher, and I mean dirty.
Haven't you seen enough boobs?
Not here we have 'em.
You're curious?
It stars everyone's favorite Voorhees Kane Hodder as the title-wielding Victor Crowley. And he's got an extra grind with these pesky tourists in his swamp.
You're not even from here.
Yeah, you got me there. The film doesn't have much in the way of plot.
That was mean.
But hey, it's got quippy dialogue, funny characters, and holy hell, some gory kills. Just wet, fleshy, nasty kills.
You don't want to know.
I so do. This week, do some sightseeing of Louisiana's majestic wildlife. Beautiful weather.
Are we singing?
And colorful locals. Then on Friday, throw some beads out for the kill count, only on Dead Meat.
Tell me this is part of the tour. Hatchet can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms. Debbie always recommends you watch the movie for yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion. Kill counts are never meant to replace the experience of watching a film.
Thanks a lot for watching this kill count for VHS2. Shout out to brand manager and producer Ben Bellevue, who was in the tape for this To The Numbers bit. Ben started as an assistant here and then became the brand manager because he was just really good at focusing on that aspect of things. He's the one who writes all the sponsor segments you see.
Yeah.
All those ones that you guys are like, you guys have the best sponsor segments, that's all thanks to Ben. He's the one putting in that effort.
Okay.
Ben also handles all our
Thanks, Ben.
scheduling. He is the one trying to fit all the pieces in the right places when it comes to who's doing what at what point. And
Who's editing, who's writing, who's doing graphic. Like it's all a constantly moving Sudoku.
And he's just a fun guy. I like him.
And also, we
I
didn't
mean,
talk
yeah.
about Tim in the call to action, the first one. But writer Tim is fucking great. He's so good at condensing everything down in a nice, palatable, funny way. He's written some of the jokes that you guys love. Thelma and Louise and Al-Gaib
So good.
from Beetlejuice. That was all Tim, man.
Now in Danganronpa Stan, after he played it, tell me, right? That kill count.
I think he's nice. He's a nice guy. That's my thing. I'm just saying they're nice people. And man, that guy can scream.
Everyone loves his scream in the Urban Legends final cut to the numbers. Thanks, everyone.
Be good people.
Okay. Yeah, another great little kill count. Well, I say little, but the video itself was 35 minutes and mine is 44. So we're in for a long one. But yeah, yeah. Well, cool segments. The cult one seemed really cool and crazy. Yeah. Definitely showed because it was the one with the most skills in the numbers. And yeah. Yeah. Really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do the viral one, I guess, next week. So be there if you want to watch that. And until then, don't forget to support, subscribe to Den Meat. The links will be in the description as usual for the video and the channel. Also, the channel is usually in the title, so you can directly click on the Den Meat name and get link to the channel anyway. And yeah, that's about it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. Den Meat's reactions every Friday and other type of reactions too. And yeah, animation, VTuber stuff, and other things. And yeah, that's about it. So have a good day or night, whatever it is when you watch this. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.